Welcome back, everybody. Get off your phone. Just kidding. Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. I'm very happy to be recording in person.
Me too.
It's been like 3 episodes.
It's been so long.
Cheers to that. We have very delicious rosé.
Thank you, our Idaho person, my friend. I love you, girl.
Please pronounce.
Oh, God. And boy, and boy.
There's an L in front of it.
Oh, Ellen boy. Love boy.
We should start posting pictures of the wine.
We should. We'll take a
In
picture of
case
this.
you guys
This
want to see
rosé
it.
is fantastic.
This one is from our wine subscription, and it's actually a bit too spooky, scary skeleton in here for me to read it all. As you can tell, it's Halloween.
We're doing a scary episode tonight.
So we'll post a picture of it, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
In our wine subscription, we get like very different wines.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't buy these at the liquor store here for sure. And they're from all over the world. So we'll share them in case you guys want to keep an eye out for them. Like I bet you if you were traveling outside of Utah,
Yeah,
you could probably
sure.
find some of them for sure. So we will share some of them for you guys.
And for real, my friend in Idaho, I love you so dearly. Appreciate this so much. For real.
Yeah, same. Anyways, yeah, we haven't recorded together for a while.
Shelby's been a busy businesswoman.
Just for a week.
Literally, you guys, when she's on a work vacation, I don't hear a single word from her, and it stresses me out because we literally voice note or text or send Instagram message all day.
Yeah.
All day. And when you're gone, non-com.
It's really been highlighted to me based off of like how unpresent I feel with like my regular people like at home. Like I'm always like, I don't even know what's going on. Like messages will come through and I'm just like kind of seeing them, not really sure, but also my Instagram story. Like I also go non-com on Instagram.
Yeah, you're like
not normal.
so distant, which really makes me realize how much I love you in my life every day. Because it's like a piece of me was missing. I guess I'm just like codependent.
I mean, we love each other for sure. I'm trying to make it so maybe it's just been my computer this whole time. Sorry if you guys can't actually see us
Yeah,
very
it's kind
well.
of fuzzy. We can't figure it out.
But we're trying to go with the vibes, and now that I think about it, I forget my brightness is always really turned down, so that's probably what I've been seeing this whole time.
Probably.
So we'll see what you guys see. But yeah, I kind of feel like I live very present lately. Like when we go places together, like I don't think we're like right now, I haven't posted since I've seen you. So I feel like I live like a very present life a lot, and I think you do the same.
Yeah, same.
And I would like to be the person like updating, and I usually find like a moment to give like glimpses of updates, but like I don't talk to my family really. I don't talk to my friends. Like here and there I'll say something. Like I text you and I was like, what podcast episode were you gonna go with? And then that was like,
and then you never responded. I was like, oh my God, okay, don't even text me if you're not gonna respond.
It's weird. It's really, really weird. It's very busy, but I'm just trying to be like present with the people.
I think that's great. I think that's great. It's just weird because I went from the silent retreat to you going on a work vacation, so I feel like I haven't talked to you forever.
Well, I saw you at the cabin. We went to the cabin for 24 hours. Our friend was having a
so
birthday.
sad it was only 24 hours.
Yeah, and so we showed up for 24 hours. It was beautiful, super serene, and like
Twilight vibes.
Yeah, super fun, giving hunting, and all sorts of things. But then it was like the second we left, the next day I was basically leaving to Chicago, and so yeah.
So how was it though?
Chicago was really cool. I definitely want to go visit like spring, summer. I didn't get to do a lot of tourist things. I didn't get to see the little bean or the big bean, really. But the river area looks super cool, and I for sure like the people seem. It's like a mix between New York and like something else, and I can't put my finger on what it is yet. But like the people seem fine. Like I made friends with this girl at this hockey game I went to. Like I was like talking some shit, saying some stuff, talking shit to my coworkers, and she just kept being like, "I love you," and I almost gave a plug for the podcast. It's like, you should follow my podcast.
You should have.
But I'm just not there yet. Sorry. But yeah, she was super cool, and I was like, the people here seem cool, but like different. I don't know how to explain it. But we should go. We should have a trip.
Yeah, for sure. Tony travels a lot for work too, and I'm always like, I'm so jealous that you get to do this because I really don't have the opportunity to travel
Yeah.
for work. And he's
Yeah.
like, it's really not that great because you don't have time to do things. Like you're constantly working all day,
Or with
and
the
then
people you're with for
yeah, and
work.
then you have to like go to dinner and or drinks with the people until like late
Yeah.
at night, so you don't have time to like explore these places because he's been to Chicago twice.
Really?
And he also hasn't seen the beanie, also hasn't done anything like
Did
he
he get
would.
deep dish?
I think so, and he loved it. And that deep
Deep
dish
dish?
is creepy to
First of
me.
all, deep dish was gross. Maybe it was the flavor, but it was like the Chicago style standard flavor. They put a lot of weird stuff in like their pizzas. We went to like one of the most famous pizza places. It did have mushrooms in it, and I don't eat mushrooms, but I
Gross.
took them all out. It was really easy to take them out, but it was like sausage, mushrooms,
Can't.
peppers, and onions or
I'm a
something
cheese
like
girl
that.
on my pizza.
Well,
I
I got
can't.
like when at the hockey game, they had like a super small one, like concession style, that was like a deep dish and it was just cheese. And when it's just cheese, it's just like a fucking inch of
Hey,
cheese.
but here's the thing with deep dish that creeps me out. The sauce being just
On
on the
top, I
top
know,
with nothing on top of that, that's
I
too
know.
much. That's too
Here,
saucy.
so basically, how I would describe deep dish is a fucking soggy pie.
Ew. Not
So
into it.
there's just so much in it that it's just like soggy. It would be like a chicken pot pie but
Ew,
pizza.
I hate chicken pot pie.
And the flavors just don't work for me. The texture doesn't work. I'm more of like probably like an Italian pizza girl where it's like I want like
No
my I
sauce.
want my quattro formaggio that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have red sauce. It's
Just
just
olive
fucking cheese
oil.
and olive
Yeah.
oil. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's pizza to me.
Same.
This was a fucking chicken pot pie pizza.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not a sauce
It's
girl on pizza at
it's worth
all.
it to try it, but like not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, work trips are interesting because it's like the second you get with people, you're in like this work social work mode, and I would say that combined I had 4 hours to myself, and that was like getting ready before I went to the show and changing in between the show and going out. And I did get kudos for how many outfits I had. So they were like, because one guy was like, what's in your bag? It's so heavy, like why do you need such a big bag? And I was like, my outfits. And he's like, you did have a lot of outfits. And
Yeah, you dressed hella
I was
cute
like,
on your trip.
that's the fucking point.
Yeah, I love it.
So I don't know. It's just weird. It's like a whole different world, and then to just like come back and immediately be like thrown into reality, it's really confusing. But it's
Hmm.
fun. It's worth it. But yeah, I don't know how people. I mean, when the guys go to trade shows normally without all of us, it's probably way more low key. It's just like the two of them. This one we had 8 people. And so like the two of them probably like eat and like they have more time to themselves. When we go, it's like we're drinking till like 12 or 1 or 2 a.m. and up at like 7.
No, I don't think so because any work trip that Tony's been on, it's been just him and his boss,
And
or
it's
like him and
alone.
his boss and one other person, and it's the same thing. Like they have to entertain other people in the company, like they'll have people from like out of the country come. And I mean, the only thing I'm truly jealous of is that you get fucking the best food. Like some of the
Yeah.
stuff Tony's told me that he's got to eat, like these nice ass steak restaurants and stuff. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That is what I want because I'm a foodie and I want
Yeah.
that nice experience in different states.
My sister went to Chicago last year for a conference and she's actually going back next week. So we like barely miss each other. She went and got $180 steak. Said it was the best
Hmm,
steak of her life. I didn't go
probably.
there. But we did go to like this super cute old firehouse that like was turned into a restaurant. So it was called like Chicago Firehouse and it was like a steak
Cute.
house. And I think maybe because I'm not like a too big of a foodie. Like I got the side of mac and cheese and the side of broccolini,
Oh
which
God,
was like
that sounds so
like
good.
it was actually really good. But like the whole meal, like all the like big glamorous meals, I was just like not into. But people loved it. It was pretty expensive. We had like some nice wine and stuff there, so like those experiences are fun. But it's also like it's just a lot of pressure. Like
Yeah.
you're there and it's like I can get whatever I want and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't thrive in those situations because I'm really shy.
I got really picky. Picking deep dish was so overwhelming. I couldn't pick. And my
No.
coworker was like, we're gonna share this. This is too much. And it's like, okay, like that's fine. I'll pick the mushrooms out because like I could build my own and they had like garlic broccoli and all these different things that I could put in my deep dish. But I was like, this also sounds fucking gross.
Yeah, that's
It just
gross.
felt gross. And so I couldn't pick. And then we just ended up sharing one, which was fine. And then the other night we went to like this place that had like really good hamburgers. and there was like this hamburger competition thing where you could get a t-shirt, and then like these really like the hamburgers sounded nice, but they felt so big and heavy. And you've already been drinking. I ended up getting a French dip, which sounded fucking lit, and it
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
bad.
Really?
So sad. It was
I've
supposed to have
never had a
horseradish.
French dip that I didn't like.
I mean, I ate it, but I was like, bummer.
God, I love a
I
French
should
dip
have
sounds
gotten the
so good right
burger.
now. I love French
But
dip.
yeah, I don't know. It's fun, but it's overwhelming. It's like a lot of pressure. You feel this pressure to like order the best thing.
Well, I'm happy that you had a good time. I'm very happy that you're home.
Thing. It's nice. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that we got to hang out today. I'm glad we
Yes.
planned this because
Yes,
we like
me too.
were planning when we were at the cabin. We're like, we need to record. Like, when will we see
Mhm.
each other again? We definitely have codependency.
Definitely. It's so
It's
strange.
giving codependency,
For
but
sure.
I'm okay with it. And I like to record together. So we were like, let's
Same.
make a nice ass
Mhm.
meal. Let's record
I'm
together.
making some fettuccine tonight.
I'm gonna get her onions. And yeah, and we're gonna carve pumpkins. Well, we're not gonna carve, we're gonna support.
Observe. I think Kenley's the only one carving, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
But yeah.
Well, my week has been nothing exciting. People are very, myself included, actually, are very overwhelmed with the election coming up. So if you are feeling unwell, you are not the only one. People, my work has been absolutely insanity. It's been insane.
Like
So
people just
insane.
have like heavy vibes or what?
Heavy vibes so we have 3 treatment sessions a day. We have morning, mid-afternoon, and then afternoon. And there's like an hour in between each. Every session has been full. So when I say full, it means 12 patients every session. So literally all day, every day, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm supposed to do like phone stuff and like other stuff. I haven't been able to because I've been helping with patient care. It's been a lot. People are very overwhelmed.
Dang.
So if you are feeling that, you're not alone. It is definitely going around. It's a very big state of unrest. So I feel like my life has just been so chaotic with work and
Yeah.
school and yoga and all the things. I did get Botox. I did get some lip filler. I feel like a whole new fucking person. If you don't know, Botox, I have really bad rosacea. Botox helps my rosacea so much. I was in the middle of a giant rosacea outbreak, got not rosacea, got Botox, and it's going away. And I'm so glad because if you have rosacea, you know that it's pretty painful and very itchy. So I'm very happy that I stopped that outbreak and my lips just needed some help. My lips needed some help. And yeah, I have a fantastic injector in Logan. If you need her information, let me know.
Botox helps my like dryness too. Like
Hmm.
I get like really seasonality.
Yeah,
That's the word,
that's a
right?
word. Yeah.
Dryness. So like right now with the weather shifting, I'm getting really dry skin. I unfortunately, thanks to Witch Judy, cannot get Botox right now one day, but I could like throughout the day, like I'll just start to see like flaky and I'm like, oh my God, what is happening to me? So, but what I would say is I can definitely tell that work and like energies are kicking your track because
Yeah.
you have been in a state of unwellness. It's not in a bad way, but like you can just feel it. It's different.
I'm honestly really good at protecting my own energy, but I think because my energy is so unwell too, with
Yeah.
like and this sounds so dumb. I know it sounds dumb, but just like the state of unknown with the election coming up and just not knowing my sister's supposed to be in Washington, D.C., she's being a surrogate again and she's getting like her transfer the day after the election. I'm really stressed about that because either way you go, people are going to be upset. Like whether it's Trump or Kamala, like people are going to be upset. So I'm stressed about her being in that situation. I'm stressed about what's going to happen to us. Like it's just I don't know, it's a very unwell state. And I feel like I'm good at protecting my energy normally, but my energy is also a little unwell. Like I
Yeah.
hate the
I mean, you're a
unknown.
human being.
Yeah, I hate the unknown. And this
And you're
election
busy as
is,
fuck.
yes, yes. I don't have a lot of time to myself. School this term I have very difficult classes. So, yeah, it's just like a lot pounding on all at once. So, it will be okay, but I definitely am
But
feeling it.
if you're like Taylor, do things that like fuel
Hmm.
your soul. Like get
For
your
sure.
Botox, get your coffee, like whatever it
Go
is.
on hikes before it
Yeah.
snows. I went on a hike yesterday, so I try to do one solo hike a week. I haven't gone for about 2 weeks now, and I went on one yesterday. I got off of work. I literally went in my scrubs and I was like, I'm going for a hike right now. And that was exactly like what I needed. If you don't do hikes or get outside, I think I mentioned it in my last episode actually. Really, that helps just reset everything.
Getting outside is so crucial. Like I noticed that actually too. Like I had a lot of like people time while I was gone
Mm-hmm.
this week, and like that's a lot for my energy. That's not like my preference.
Mm-hmm.
But like I know how to adapt to a situation, but I could feel that I was just like craving alone time and being outside.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I was like cooped up in my office all day. I didn't go outside. I went outside to take something in the trash and I was like, oh my God, this
Mm-hmm.
fresh air like suddenly like hit me and I was like, holy shit. And then today Henley had cheerleading and I was like, I'm just gonna walk. And I just like went on a casual, slow walk and like being outside, having the sun and the cool air, the crisp air,
It's so
especially in the
nice.
fall, is
Yeah.
like
So
it
nice.
makes your lungs and your nose like it just like I don't know, it just sends this
It
like flash into
cleanses.
you that I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, thank God for being able to do this. So like if you're
Mm-hmm.
feeling any of these things that Taylor's talking about or anything in general where you're just kind of like life is too much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get outside, do things that make you happy, meet up with your friends, like, get your Botox, like, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
get a massage. Like, now is the
Something.
time to
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
Because this is a hard time, and I know it's like silly that it's like, oh, the election, but it is a big deal. Like it is, and there's so much stuff on the media and all this stuff being thrown at us that it's gonna affect anybody, honestly. And it's a state of unrest, it's a state of unknown, it's a state of being scared. Like if you are feeling stressed, just know you're not alone. It's a stressful time, but it
Yeah.
will be over soon.
That's what I actually did enjoy, like being gone, is like I wasn't on social media at all. I had no idea anything going on, and like I wasn't sharing things in my own life, and I was just like being present, which is
Hmm.
also something you guys could do is like stay off your phone, be present with people around you. But
Hmm.
like I sent you something about Diddy, and you were like, "Yeah, this was breaking news on Wednesday," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like
Yeah.
I had no idea, and I was like, "Breaking news," but I didn't hear it, and it was just like nice to not know.
Yeah,
Like
for
it's just
sure.
nice. So like if you need that, like take that
Yeah,
disconnect, but
for
also
sure.
tell me about Diddy now.
Oh my God, you guys, Diddy has, okay. Also, I think the conspiracy theory in my brain is like, okay, what's trying to be hidden? Because so much stuff about Diddy is coming up that I have to just be like, is he a scapegoat? Like, what is happening this close to election time that like all this stuff is
Yeah,
coming out? So, I mean,
I
that's
hadn't
where my
thought about
brain's,
that.
yeah, that's where my brain's kind of been. But again, I'm a conspiracy theorist. It is what it is. Hey, Diddy, this is wild. So remember, I think it was maybe a year, 2 years ago.
It's
Time
weird.
blends
With Jamie,
together. Jamie Foxx was like in the hospital almost dead, and
almost
it was
dead.
so weird.
Yeah, out of
He
nowhere.
he came out, I think it was Tuesday or it was Wednesday because I was off of work. He came out and said, like, I Diddy poisoned me. This is why I was in the hospital. This is why I was sick. I told the FBI. He was the one that started this whole
I have
investigation.
chills. I have
I thought it
chills.
was Cassie, which I think she contributed to it. It all started with Jamie Foxx.
But how did he have so much evidence that the FBI started
Well, here's the
investigating?
problem. Jamie Foxx is on some fucking videos. So that's the problem. That's where my problem lies. Is I'm like, okay, well, he was on some videos. He was trying to save his own ass by turning this guy in, but like, also you did some bad things. Also, you probably didn't see the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, like from back in the day, that creepy ass guy, he's been arrested for sex trafficking. Okay. Ashton Kutcher used to be an Abercrombie model. So all of this is like fucking connected, which is insane. But here's what's the most insane part, okay?
Brittany
Him,
Murphy. Just kidding.
it is. I know, I'm dead
Brittany
serious.
Murphy, the things coming out with her and Ashton, like the videos of them at the games right next to Diddy. I'm like,
Yes. Okay, but here's the problem. This poison, I cannot remember. I was going to look it up before we recorded and I forgot. I want to say it's cyanide. Do not quote me. I may be wrong. This poison that he was poisoning people with will give you signs of pneumonia. Kim Porter, Brittany Murphy's husband, and someone else have all died of complications of pneumonia. When Jamie Foxx went into the hospital,
it
he
was
was
the same.
presenting with pneumonia. This is
I
the
have chills again.
this is the craziest thing is that all of these things are fucking connected. That this
Ugh.
guy is fucking poisoning people so they don't say things. Okay? It's insane. It's insane.
It's actually scary.
And so then there's also, I have a screenshot. Please hold. I should have had this pulled up already. There's a bunch of stuff coming out about Jay-Z and Beyonce as well. Let me pull up the screenshot just 1 second because it was a few days ago. Oh no, where is it? No, I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Did you delete it?
No, I didn't delete it. I sent it to Tony because it was so crazy.
You have this many screenshots in a day?
Yes, well, no, not usually. I'm so confused. Okay, but all this stuff about Jay-Z is coming out as well. So Jay-Z is okay. So Jaguar Wright is, I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's a singer. I don't know who she is, but
Jaguar
she's,
writes a lady.
yeah, she's a lady. She's been saying for years that Diddy is a pervert. Okay. For years been saying this. She's come out and said Jay-Z and Beyonce are a huge part of this, if not worse than Diddy. How you can be worse than Diddy, I don't know. Jay-Z and Beyonce have threatened her with a lawsuit. They've threatened this company that she talked, Pierce Morgan. Okay, let me just read this thing I found. Jay-Z and Beyonce issued a cease and desist to Pierce Morgan after he aired an explosive interview with singer Jaguar Wright, resulting in the interview being edited and censored. In the interview, Wright claimed Jay-Z was worse than Diddy, accused him of being involved in satanic rituals that included young girls being stuffed in suitcases and abandoned on the streets. She also linked Jay-Z to elite pedophiles like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's former business partner, Damon Dash, was recently asked about Wright's allegations and admitted she was mostly accurate in her claims. So shit is blowing up in Hollywood.
Here's the thing, what I've been wondering. These PR agencies are probably losing their minds. Like the fact that Ashton hasn't come out and said anything,
Hmm.
like all the time when they go quiet, I think they go quiet because they can't fucking defend
Yeah,
themselves. And like it just kind of blows my mind. And like if you think about it, you know that Ashton's PR agency is
I
losing their
know.
shit. Like Ashton's deep in this, and that makes me really sad because I really liked him and Mila. I liked
Same.
him and his fucking company that he had that was
Hmm.
supposed to fix these things, and then come to find out like maybe you're a creep and you did that because you were trying to save your soul, and now
Yeah,
you had your own children and maybe started to be like that was
this
actually
was
fucked
fucked
up.
up. Yeah.
But like, oh my God.
It's insane to me that nobody who is accused of this is saying anything
They haven't
because
said shit.
if I was accused of this, I would be going everywhere. Anything that would listen to me, I would
If
be
your
like,
hands are clean, it's easy
yes.
to show
I
that
would
your
be
hands are
like,
clean.
I had nothing to
Yeah.
do with this. But honestly, it's insane. Diddy was not quiet about any of this at any time. There's so many
I
interviews.
know. It was
There's so
obvious.
many things of him coming up and saying, like, oh, if you spend a night with Diddy, you'll never go back. Oh, I'll wake up to you in the morning. Like, well, he was not quiet about this.
And we did nothing.
Nothing. Justin Bieber, poor bless his soul, was literally Aaron Carter. Everybody said he was crazy. He was being abused, and it's sickening that everyone is like, myself included. Everyone is like, oh my God, he's crazy. Like, what happened to poor Aaron Carter? Like, he was so cute. He was fucking abused, and that is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's insanity, all the stuff that is coming out about this. Truly.
I just want to see like where is this gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
And
What's
like
gonna
what
happen?
what what it really comes down to for me is like is anything actually going to happen?
Exactly.
Because we've seen like things like this
Mm-hmm.
keep coming and keep unfolding, but like is anything gonna
It's
happen?
gonna, I'm worried that it's gonna be like an Epstein thing. I'm sorry.
Disappears.
This is not a conspiracy theory at this point. Epstein was murdered. He did not kill himself. I'm
Mm,
sorry if you
totally.
believe he
What
killed
about that lady?
himself.
Is she still alive?
What lady?
His lady, his handler lady?
Epstein. Oh, Epstein? No. I mean, yeah, she's alive. She's in jail. She's not speaking.
I'm surprised no one's killed her.
Exactly. But like, I've seen a ton of reports that's like, Diddy's not eating in jail, blah, blah, blah. If he fucking dies,
Okay, but the guy that I'm seeing on pictures or videos does not look like Diddy. Is that
no.
actually Diddy in jail?
I've also seen that, and I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I don't know what's going on.
That does not look
It's
like
shady
Diddy.
as fuck,
And
and
not eating is a cover for like he's not eating, so
yes,
this is why he looks like this. It's
yes,
not Diddy. Diddy left. When he disappeared with the first time,
I
the person that
agree.
came back wasn't Diddy.
I literally
And I'm not even a conspiracy theorist.
Adrenochrome may sound crazy to people. Myself, I think it sounds crazy. I cannot wrap my mind around the fact that this many people in the world want to fuck children. I
Oh,
cannot. So I choose to believe in adrenochrome. If you don't know what adrenochrome is, it's where you threaten children. Their body releases a hormone that you take that helps you keep young
how do you
forever
collect the hormone?
through their brain, through their brain.
How? Like needles?
Epstein had a little room that had a bunch of like tools and stuff that apparently when children get afraid, it releases a hormone that you can inject or take out from their brain, inject it into yourself that helps keep you young.
So Monsters Inc. basically.
Basically, that's what
And that's
adrenochrome is.
probably when we get the next
Yeah.
conspiracy or connection when it comes to Disney movies.
Yeah, honestly, I choose to believe in adrenochrome
Ugh.
because I cannot fathom the fact that people want to sleep with children. I
Don't. It
cannot. It
makes me
disgusts
sick.
me. It makes me feel like I'm going to throw up. I
It's
can't.
icky.
And if that's really the case for you, I hope you
You're
die
fucking
because
sick.
you're gross. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you should die.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's a Diddy update. It's really insane. If this turns out, which I believe, even though Jamie Foxx did do things that I don't agree with at all, I mean, if he's the one that started all of this,
Bless up.
yeah, it's
You're
insane.
lucky you fucking lived.
Yeah, honestly, because so many people have died. And I loved Brittany Murphy, and the fact that she died of pneumonia randomly
Yeah.
is very
She
strange
was
to
so
me.
young.
I know. It's very strange to me, and it makes me wonder what her connection or disconnection with all of this is. Because if you don't want to agree with Diddy, he will get rid of you.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly surprised Eminem has lived as long because Eminem's very vocal about how much he hates Diddy. So
But I think it's because he doesn't have dirt. He wasn't part of it, so
maybe,
he doesn't have evidence. And I think
maybe.
if you have evidence that you can disclose, like you participated and have
Mm-hmm.
evidence, and then you start speaking, I think that's when it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. And Perez Hilton also.
I was gonna ask, what the fuck happened to Perez Hilton? He
Oh,
looks
right?
so gross.
I know, he's nasty.
When I taste it, he's exploding all the shit.
I
Like
know.
he dives deep into it on TikTok.
So
I don't know
I
if you
was
guys see
watching,
that.
yeah, he does. I was watching a TikTok last night, and apparently, because I know you had this question before, apparently there was an after party and then an after party. So I think the people that wanted to stay for the after party, which is when all the bad things happened, I think that's a different subset from people who just went from his after
Yeah.
parties, because apparently there is a distinction Perez Hilton was saying, which I trust Perez Hilton. He's gross and he has morals
Okay, but
I don't believe,
did he get
but
hooked on drugs?
I don't know.
Why does he look like that?
He's gross. He's gross.
That's my biggest question is like, A, what happened to him? Because I know he was kind of a piece of shit
Yeah.
back in the day because he would expose a lot of stuff really derogatory
Very disrespectful.
and
Yeah.
just ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked fine. But now when I see these TikToks, like
He's very,
I'm appreciating them. They're a bit too long. I have to fast forward, which I learned is
he
a thing on
talks so
TikTok.
slow.
Yeah,
He
I'm
talks so
like
slow.
double timing it on TikTok, but like he's disgusting.
Yeah, he is.
He's gotten on drugs or something and he maybe came back from them, but he for sure looks like he did some heavy drugs for a
Yeah,
minute.
I agree with that.
That was actually on my list to be like, what the fuck happened to this guy?
Yeah, yeah. He does come in with receipts. He comes in
Yeah.
with a lot of info. I get a lot of my info from him.
If you guys want to find like some good facts, his videos are actually very informative. Double speed them because they're very long.
He talks really slow. Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think what's crazy to me too, did we talk already that like it was found out that the baby oil was laced with?
I think so.
Okay.
It was laced with GHB. Yeah.
So I think that's why, because I think some, like I'd seen some people being like, why did they take the baby oil? And it was like, they took the baby oil because it's not baby oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a good cover.
So it's really fucked up.
So were they drinking baby oil?
No,
or
I've read that.
Vibes, like
No, I've read that when you put baby oil or when you put an oil-based thing on your skin with drugs in it, it absorbs into your system.
So then they
So
would
you're getting
do their
drugged.
massages because baby oil could be used for massage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
What
It
would happen if
truly
I got in your
is
vagina?
disgusting. You'd probably be fucked up because I remember back when we were like 2021, people were putting tampons that were soaked in vodka up their vagina because it would get you
Oh my
drunk
God.
faster.
Can we
So
speak for a moment about how toxic our drinking culture was?
I
No wonder
know.
so many people are going sober. We would
I
be starving
know.
ourselves all day to
It's
save calories.
true. I did
so
that.
we
I
could
did that.
save. I was just saying this the other day. Like I would like know that I was gonna go out hard drinking and I would be like, I can't eat today.
Yep.
A, I want to get fucked up faster because it's cheaper, and B, I don't have calories to be able to
Mm-hmm.
have these
And you
drinks.
drank the cheapest, most
Ugh.
disgusting liquor.
So that's why people were soaking their tampons in it
Mm-hmm.
or butt chugging.
Yeah. Oh my God. That really is. If you are in our generation, bless up. We made
We
it through the
we should
worst.
ask Jaden if they've done butt chugging
Oh
or if
my
that was just
God.
done for us.
They don't do butt
We're
chugging
asking. We'll ask.
anymore.
We'll report back.
Oh my God, they don't do that. Like jungle juice, that was the fastest way to get fucked up. So every
Jung-
party I ever went to had fucking jungle juice.
Listen, I'll never say no to jungle juice. I don't care how old I am. If you bring jungle juice, I'm
We
excited.
did accidentally make jungle juice for Ashley's
My niece had her
graduation.
graduation party in May, and we made jungle juice
On accident. We didn't even know it
on
would be.
accident.
You knew it was gonna be jungle
I mean,
juice?
if you look at the combination, that's fucking jungle
Oh
juice.
my God, I was eating those strawberries like they were going out of style. And I remember Tony and I got back to the hotel and I was like, how the fuck did I get so drunk? And he's like, it was those strawberries. And I was like, what do you mean? We accidentally made jungle juice.
Yeah, so don't tempt me with a good time. Jungle juice. If you say jungle juice is there, I'll probably show up to your party.
You know, before we were friends, did you remember Patricia, Chase Wright's wife?
Yes.
She threw me the funnest birthday party. It was a jungle theme, like everyone dressed up as animals. I had this cute zebra
And there was
dress.
jungle
We
juice
made a giant, we got a
in a
baby
cooler.
pool. We got a baby pool, made jungle juice in it, and it was so fun. But we were so drunk.
Wow.
But it was a giant baby pool, and everyone was dressed up as animals. It was so
Maybe
fun.
when we turn 40, we should do that.
Hello,
That would be fun.
my boss. I need a week off of work, please.
Yeah, we'll take time off for sure. We'll make sure like the birthday like dates align that like we're our birthday one of our birthdays is on like a weekend or something.
Yeah,
That would be
that
fun.
would be fun. The
And it would
jungle
be a
party was
90s,
really
it'd be a
fun.
90s jungle party. So you could
That would
dress
be
up as a
so
pop star, but
fun.
like jungle vibes.
Oh my God, we could be Britney Spears with the
Jump
snake. That's it. Deal.
done.
Wow. You're all invited to our 40th birthday. You have 5 years to plan
Yes.
for your arrangements.
Start thinking of your outfits, but don't get committed because if we take the
We are
outfit,
Britney Spears. I am Britney
if
Spears.
we take the outfit, you can't beat that outfit.
Yeah.
Fun.
Anyways, anything
Okay.
else?
I think that's all that's on my list.
Okay.
And do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. So the episode is actually going to take a tone down.
Yes.
We need to lower our voices. You can lower yours. I could speak up. I'm always
I
quiet.
talk really loud.
We're having a spooky, scary skeleton after dark episode, which is perfect because it's so dark now. I don't have a ton of spooky, scary skeleton stories, but Taylor has a lot. So, Halloween, when this episode comes out, it's the day before Halloween. And I don't believe that like I'm surrounded by a lot of spooky shit, but you are surrounded by a lot of spooky shit. And we did in the early stages of the podcast record a spooky Halloween episode, but that one had to go in the motherfucking trash.
Yeah.
And so I hope you reshare some of those stories.
Yeah, I will.
But I don't know, where do we want to start?
Okay, so I have a spooky, scary skeleton story.
Recent or old?
It's in the last few years.
Do you have recent any? Like, does recent scary stuff happen to you?
I mean, I'm not really afraid of it. I have
Okay.
spirits visit me a lot.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
spirits.
Okay, but this did scare me.
Okay.
I don't know if I've told you this.
Should I
Okay.
hold a candle? Like, what do I need to do?
You just need to drink your wine because I'm way ahead of you in the wine game. Okay, so me and my cousin, Morgan, I love you so dearly. There is this hotel in Oregon. So my family lives in McMinnville, Oregon. My favorite place, one of my favorite places in the entire world. And there is a chain of hotels
Oh yeah,
that
I've heard of them.
yeah, they buy old buildings that are supposedly haunted and they revamp them as hotels and restaurants. So that
So
is
they
like
buy
their
them
thing.
intentionally because
Yes.
they're haunted.
So they are all across the Oregon and Washington coast. Like they have a ton. They have a little they have a passport that if you go to all of them, you get like a free t-shirt or a hoodie or something at the
Why
end.
aren't we doing this?
We should. We should. It's so fun. They're so fun. I've been to 3 so far, but
do you have a passport started?
no, I need to get one. So they're called McMinimans. It's so fun. They have Cajun tater tots that are literally they are tater tots with Cajun seasoning with like a spicy dip. I don't even know what the dip is. They're so fucking good. Anyways, this one in McMinnville is very scary. So another thing that they pride themselves on is they have photos throughout the place. They have like photos that people paint throughout the place. And this one in McMinnville is very creepy. And so me and my cousin Morgan, she loves ghosts as much as me. We love to go ghost hunting. Every time I'm there, I'm like calling that bitch up and I'm like, let's do some ghost hunting. Like I'm ready. So, anyways, this last time, 2 times ago, I went to Oregon and me and Morgan, my cousin Jake, Tony, we're all ghost hunting, right? All of a sudden, me and Morgan get lost. Like,
How?
literally, I
Like
don't.
in the hotel?
We're in the hotel, we're walking through the different floors. So, there's been
So
many
you can
times
do tours inside of a
we
hotel.
do it
Oh,
ourselves.
okay. You just
Yeah,
go.
you
Like
just
you,
go.
I
Yeah.
work here.
Yeah, we just go and like you just walk and look at the pictures. There's been many times. Okay, so for example, a few years ago, we were all, because this is like my family's thing. Like we all just go here, we get spicy tots, we drink all night. Like it's just fun, you know?
Yeah.
One night we're all there, we're at this big long table, and like there's a lamp in between me and my uncle Kai, and all of a sudden this lamp fucking turns on. And I look at Kai and I was like, "Did you turn that on?" And he's like, no. And he's holding the plug in his hand. And he's like, this shit's not even plugged in. I was like, what the fuck? Gotta go. Like, I'm done. Like, so
Oh,
there's been
hi.
lots of things throughout the years that have happened. My uncle Joe thinks that we're nuts. He does not believe in ghosts whatsoever. And he's like, you guys are just reading into it. Like, but we're not. It's true.
Here's what I would say. Like, I think there's a level of like reading into it and like doing it for fun. But then also, if you're also open to it, I believe that these things are true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're open to it, it will present itself. And so there's
Yes.
a level of like fun. Maybe you get a little excited. Maybe you think you're seeing something. Maybe you didn't. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I honestly believe in it.
Yes. And it's honestly, it's something that me and my family have done for as long as I have been 21.
Yeah.
It's been like one night we make a solid plan to go to McMinimans.
I think
All
you
the
did 2 nights.
adults, yeah. Like all the adults get there and we're just like, let's have fun, let's have drinks, let's ghost hunt, like let's just do the whole thing. Like it's one of my favorite traditions of
I look forward
Oregon.
to the calendar invite for
Yes,
this.
we are going next year for sure. But anyway, so me and my cousin Morgan are like, let's go ghost hunting. And Jake and Tony are like, ah, let's go. Like, you guys are so dumb, whatever. All of a sudden, we get fucking lost. And this place is not that big. Like, it's like maybe 5 stories. They have a cool rooftop bar. Like, it's not that big. We are
People have probably died off of that rooftop.
honestly probably okay, the thing about McMinnville, there's one of the biggest sightings of UFOs in the entire world was here at McMinnville. So they have a huge alien
I was just gonna
festival
say they
every
do
year.
aliens too.
Yeah, like one of the biggest UFO sightings was here. So it's kind of like already kind of just a creepy town just because there's just weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
So me and Morgan are lost. And I literally, she like turns around, she's like, where did Tony and Jake go? And I was like, I don't know. Again, this place is not big. Okay. We're searching for them and we cannot find them. We are going up and down floors. It literally feels like we're walking in circles and we're like, where did they go? All of a sudden we come across this room. Okay. I've been doing this. I'm 34. I've been doing this since I was 21. A long time. We come across this room that we've never seen
Years.
before. My cousin is maybe 3 years
So
younger than
each time
me.
you go to the same hotel.
We go to the same exact, all my
Okay.
family lives in McMinnville and Dayton, which Dayton is like 5 minutes away from McMinnville. This is like literally a yearly transition or tradition. I go to McMinnville every year and we're lost. And all of a sudden we stumble across this room and we're like, what the hell is this room? Like we're like
Like
kind
it's an
of,
open public
it was
room.
an open door. We've never seen the door before. And there's a piano playing by itself in there. And we were like, what the fuck? What is going on? And we were like, okay, that's weird. So we like back out of this room, we go down a hallway, we find this picture. It's against a wall. It's nothing is there in this wall. Nothing. Like it's just the picture, a wall. And it's called the Sweet Boys. And it's two little boys
Ew.
on this picture and they're licking lollipops. And we got like transfixed on this picture, both of us. We were kind of just sitting there staring at it. And all of a sudden, we hear little laughter next out of our right ear. So our right ear is where the wall was, and we hear laughter. And Morgan looks at me, and I look at her, and she's like, "Do you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we turned and we just ran. And all of a sudden we ran smack into Tony and Jake. Like ran, literally ran into them. And they were like, "Where were you guys?" We were like, "We don't know." We don't know. So this was the first night. The second night is when my family got all together and we did like, our drinks
Yeah.
and tater tots and all the things. So, anyways, we're telling my Aunt Kara, we're like, yeah, like this happened to us. And she's like, you guys are crazy. My sister Tiana's there, like the whole thing. And they're like, you guys are nuts. And we're like, no, we're serious. Like, this happened. We're unwell about it. Like, it's weird. And so, anyways, we have a lot of tequila shots. We have a lot of drinks, all the things. My Aunt Kara's like, show me these fucking sweet boys. Like, I can't. And so we're like, okay, we will show you them. We go up, we cannot find them. Literally, we are walking floor to floor, wall to wall, all of these things. We cannot find them. All of a sudden, we stumble upon them and we're like, oh, here are the sweet boys. Like, we finally found them. And we stood there,
Was it in the
nothing.
room again?
No, it was in the same place against the
Oh,
wall.
okay.
There was a window there, which for the life of me, her and I have talked in depth about this. We do not remember there being a window. Truly do not remember. All I remember is a blank wall. She remembers the same thing. Like we do not remember a window. We stand there for a while. My aunt and Tiana, my sister, are like, you guys are crazy. Like, this is not anything. And so, anyways, we're like, let's go get more tequila. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So we walk down the hall, and my aunt Kara stops and she's like, hold on, I'm gonna just take a picture of this hallway. And I was like, okay, there's no one else down the hallway. It was me and her at like the end of the line. We had a bunch of people, a few more aunts, a few cousins, a few of my aunt's friends. Like, we had probably 8 to 10 people with us. No one else was in the hallway. Me and her were at the end of the line. And she's like, hold on, I'm just going to take a picture. She puts around the corner, she puts her arm out, snaps a picture of the hallway. We go back, we get drunk, not a big deal. About a week later, I get a text from my Aunt Kara, and she's like, you and Morgan weren't lying. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, look at this fucking picture. She sends me this picture. In the window, there is the outline of two children. And so in this picture, I have the picture. I will show you right now. Actually, I have it pulled up ready to go in my favorites. Um, in this picture of the Sweet Boys, they're wearing like old-timey clothes because it's like an old-timey thing. And in the imprint in the window, you can literally see their outfits. So the picture is the Sweet Boys, and then in the window, you can zoom in and you can tell they're like wearing vests and stuff. Definitely the Sweet Boys that are messing around with us.
Well, and like the picture is not even in a place where it could do a reflection into that
No,
window. Like
not
the
at all.
window, the picture is here
Hmm.
and the wow.
Isn't that insane?
Ew. That's
Do you
freaky.
see the two boys though?
Mhm. That's making me like get a lot of saliva
I
in my
know.
mouth.
And Kara was like, I am so sorry. Like, I doubted you guys. That's insane. And I was like, thank you. Because not only did the light turn on without being plugged in,
Ugh.
not only did Tony and my Uncle Kai get stuck on like a random floor one time that we went there and they couldn't get the elevator to work. Now the Sweet Boys, like, there is ghosts here. It's so scary. It's so creepy, but like, I'm here for it.
What's interesting to me is like I haven't, and I think it's maybe because I'm like scared of like scary things, so I kind of stay away from them. Like now, in where I'm at personally, like I would love to go on this tour. I think it'd be really fun, but I would probably be a bit fucked up from it. Like this stuff kind of freaks me out. But like my whole life, these things trip me out. Like I think maybe the Mormon religion is a factor of it too, where it's like this is like it's either the devil or like bad spirits, that kind of stuff. But like I've only had two things that I know for sure have been like spooky, but like when we record all the time, like spooky weird shit happens.
My
And
dad is a very
yeah, like
active
and I think
ghost.
now I'm at a space where I believe in like spirits and then like ghosts,
Hmm.
or I would think of them as spirits. I don't think of them as ghosts like Casper vibes. I think of like spirits can be around and present. And you have a lot of that. Like
Hmm.
it happened like when we did an episode, I think it's still up, where we were in LA and we
Hmm.
had like a ghost while we were talking about conspiracy stuff and
Yeah.
our hotel was for sure haunted.
Yeah.
Like there's been plenty of things like that that have happened to me, but like I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents, we were like driving and you don't really know unless you're from the area, but like there's this little drop down from Monticello, Utah to Blanding, Utah, and it's like this weird spooky thing, and there's like a barn on one side and a house on one side, and it's just like always had bad energy. Like you can tell, like anytime I look at that barn, I'm like some fucked up shit has
Same.
happened in this
Yeah.
canyon, in this barn. Like I've never stopped, I've never wanted to be in that space. The people that live there, I barely know them. And they were telling me a story one time of like it wasn't my family because like they raised me and my siblings, but they had their own like a first family. They call it their first family and their second family. And one time they were driving with their first family, their actual kids, and they were coming home from some kind of trip. And they're driving home. It's late at night, and it's my grandpa driving and my grandma on the front seat, and they're going through this little like drop down that takes you on your way to Blending. And they were telling me the story one time that like they were driving and as they were like going, all of a sudden there was like this person in the middle of the road. It wasn't a
Ew.
deer, which like deer is very common. Like you're always, and that's why they were like alert because it was really late at night. They had all their kids in the back and you're always looking, you're always trying to make sure you don't run into a deer. And so both of them were like scouring the space. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, they both just see like a person. And it was like this glowy person. And all of a sudden they both were like freaked out and they were like, ah, and like my grandpa kind of like tried to swerve and get out of the way and they're like, oh my God, we almost hit that person. And my grandma was like, we need to stop and make sure he's okay. Like, why is this person walking in it's like late at night and like she's like, maybe they need help. So he slams on his brakes and they get out to go look. There's not a single person there. And that was like the first time that like I'd ever heard like a real spooky like story from people I trusted where I was
Mhm.
like, okay, this isn't like just stuff that like people joke about. Like I have two people that I know would never make this up. And that was like when my grandma was like, yeah, like, and my grandma's always had like she calls it the Holy Ghost, but my grandma has like a lot of intuitive experiences.
Mhm.
And when she shares them with me, like I see them as more of like a spirit thing, and she sees it as like the Holy Ghost is talking to her. I don't know what that situation was. To me, that's just a spirit that was
Interesting.
passing by, and somehow they saw it because maybe they both believed in it. She did also tell me a story once, now that I think about it, where, and this is like a weird religious-ish one, where she was telling me a story about how when you have the priesthood, which is like, I don't know, a very churchy thing, like when you hold the priesthood, you have like certain powers to like send things away. And I always thought of it as like a dream, but this apparently was like a situation that happened to my grandpa. So my grandpa was a truck driver. He was always out driving and he
Ooh,
would,
truck drivers have so many
oh,
scary
for
stories.
sure. Don't even get me started on skinwalkers. Just kidding.
Do not say that name. Do not say that word. I'm so afraid
They're
of
just
them.
spirits.
I'm so afraid of them.
But so he was a truck driver and he'd leave late or he'd leave early in the morning and come home really late. And she was telling me that one time he left really early in the morning. He went out to his truck, like he didn't have his trailer attached. If you know anything about truck drivers, they can
Mhm.
like drive just the truck. So he had just his truck outside and he went and he got in it and she told me like he'd been having like these weird feelings. Honestly, I wish he was alive sometimes because I feel like he's had a lot of experiences that I would love to
Mhm.
talk about. But he had been having like weird feelings before then, and like I didn't get the backstory to that. But he went out early morning to go on his little run. He gets in his truck and suddenly feels like someone grabs him from behind. He's sitting in his driver's seat and he's like
I'm
choking.
getting the sage.
It's over there by the wine fridge. He's like he's like choking. He feels like someone was behind him because like trucks have like the bed, you know, where they sleep.
Hmm.
And he feels like someone was back there and was just like choking him. And he was being suffocated. He was like freaking the fuck out. He didn't feel like he was gonna be able to survive. And he like said that I don't remember the exact words, but there was like these words of like, with the power of the priesthood, I command you to like leave or something. Like it's something with like the priesthood and commanding them to like leave. And he had to say it 3 times, and then all of a sudden his neck was released and he was fine.
Oh my God.
Isn't that insane? To me,
Yes.
that's like I don't know, like I don't know if I believe that spirits can like touch you and do something, but to me it's more of like he had like a stronger connection with that like
Hmm.
spirit world where maybe they did feel like they could have that power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have never been that
I
close to
think
stuff.
that like spirits can't physically touch you, but energetically, yes,
Yeah.
I think that they can because I've had that experience
To
where I
me,
feel like it's really a lot and heavy.
I would see it being as like maybe there was more going on in like life and his
Mm-hmm.
personal things and like maybe his fucked up children. Sorry that you guys suck, just kidding. But like maybe there's just like more going on and he felt like he was suffocating, or maybe there was like some dark energy somewhere. Like my dad was a really fucked up child, honestly, and I could see him getting involved in some really dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could see maybe that energy
Mm-hmm.
coming through, but like for
Mm-hmm.
him to feel like someone was strangling him.
It's really
I
interesting.
know. I wish I could talk to him about it so bad.
Yeah.
Like it was a
I've,
really weird story for her to tell me. And like I
yeah.
remember being really like young and then coming back to it later, but when I was young, I thought it was maybe a dream. My son
Mm-hmm.
is literally so fucked up right now and trying to like get ready to go out.
Is he still drunk?
I don't think he's so drunk. I think he's just hungover.
Oh,
So sorry I'm whispering. I don't want him to hear me. But he came home at like 4 p.m. from a Halloween party in his costume and slept for maybe an hour.
maybe, if
But he
that.
had been sleeping already today. And then now is showered and in a different outfit and getting ready to go out again. And he looks unwell.
I would never pay to go back to those days. I
Oh.
feel like energies and ghosts and stuff, like I definitely feel like they can do that. I definitely have a heavy ghost presence in my
Does
house.
it feel like it's smothering you?
Sometimes
Okay.
the different energies and the
How do you
different
get them to leave?
spirits. So my bedroom is my safe space. So I sage my house once a month. The beginning of every month, blow cinnamon through my door, do all those weird witch stuff. I sage my house. In my bedroom, I will say out loud. I do it when I'm home alone. I use sound therapy. I use my drum. I use my sage. And like, this is my safe space. No spirits are allowed in here. Like, you are not allowed here. If you are here, you need to leave. I have definitely seen spirits at my doorway of my bedroom,
Ugh.
and they never enter into my bedroom. My bedroom is my safe space. My office is a very heavy
Do you think
spiritual
someone died in
space.
there or
I
something?
don't
Is
know.
that a thing, you think? Do you think that like when
Yes.
someone dies in a space,
If
like
they have unfinished business, yes.
okay.
My dad has a lot of unfinished
But why does he
basement unfinished business. Jesus, that's
but
why.
why does he pick your office?
I think
It's
because
it's another one of your
it's
spaces.
my space.
Yeah.
It's no one else's space. I hold my tarot cards in there. I hold my crystals. I hold all of my things that are connection to the other side. I hold it in that space.
Yeah.
My dad has a lot of unfinished business. One of my sisters is not open to his presence at all. Her walls are very high with that. Another sister is kind of open. I'm open now. Like, I'm open
Are
to
you
it.
ever cousin do the thing?
I want to. I don't feel like I'm ready yet. So if you guys don't know, my cousin is like a medium. She does
Can I be there when it happens?
for sure. I would need you there taking notes. Like, I need to know.
Videoing.
But my dad, he is a very active spirit. He is very active. Anytime any ghost activity happens, I'm like, oh, it's my dad. Or it's one of my dad's friends. Like, it's one of somebody, like, I've never felt unsafe,
Yeah.
but I have to have my safe space, which that is my bedroom. And there has
Mhm.
been multiple times that I have seen figures in my bedroom door, like in the threshold. There's been multiple times I've seen my actual dad in my office, like
Ugh.
in my mirror. Because if you don't know, mirrors are a
Is he in his
portal.
wheelchair? No.
No, he's standing. He's fine. He's healthy. There's been multiple times that I'm in my office. I have a vanity in there and I have a mirror that like points to the back. I've seen my dad in my mirror. Like, I've seen him multiple times. He doesn't ever make me feel unsafe. I've never been in a situation that I feel uncomfortable or
Well, yeah,
unsafe.
because you know him.
Yeah, but I want my safe space. And
Yeah.
anytime I feel like there's a heavy spiritual presence around me, I go into my bedroom. So if you are having like heavy spiritual activity, you have to have your space that you cleanse and make it yours and make it known that it's yours. Because I don't want ghosts around me when I sleep. I'm sorry, I don't.
It's interesting that you say that because I think I've shared that I've had like a spirit at my new house. So we've been
Mm-hmm.
here almost 4 years. I think like if you do the calculation by this January, it's 4 years, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's weird. because I base it off of Christmases. I've had
Yeah.
3 Christmases here, but technically it's the fourth
Fourth
year or
year.
something
Yeah.
weird like that. But I never felt the energy in my bedroom. And I never asked.
Bedrooms are a safe space though.
I've never like asked or
Mm.
said like stay away, but like we have a friend who her daughter like this spirit was coming into her room, and so that's interesting
True.
to me. But
Mm-hmm.
like the spirit that I had, like it never entered my safe space, but like it was a lot. And like now that we're having this conversation, I'm a bit stressed. When we're done, we should like for
We
sure
should definitely stage the
cleanse my
area. Yeah.
office because my office held like
A
some
lot.
really bad
Mm-hmm.
energy. When we first moved in, we threw like a tarot yoga party. Like, I don't, was there a full moon or we
It
were just
was a full
doing,
moon. Yeah.
so we're doing kind of like a full moon thing. We had a friend that read tarot cards and we weren't fully into like reading cards ourselves yet. We were just like more open to them
Mm-hmm.
and like liked other people reading them. And we were having her read cards for all of the girls we invited, and it was in my office.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some really weird activity that happened, and it took me a while to understand like what came from it. Like I was having like loud thuds in the middle of the night where it sounded like this massive shoe was just dropping and
And
bouncing.
footprints.
Yeah,
Or like foot stomps
yeah,
you
like
had.
weird, like clumping. And I kept thinking, like, did someone die while they were building my house? And then I had one day, like, and my house was brand new, like brand fucking new. And my windowsills, and I didn't have like all of my furniture and stuff, and like my windowsills had like claw marks, which is like really fucking creepy to me. They had claw marks in them, and I was like, this is so weird. Like, this would not happen. Henley wasn't young enough to be crawling around like a toddler that like, maybe stood at like my window and like would be scratching. My dogs don't do things like this. Like
Mm-hmm.
it
Well,
was
your
back,
dogs are too small to
yeah,
reach up there
like it's
too.
behind my couch. It's no, my couch was different at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My couch was shaped differently, but like my windows were open, but like Henley wasn't at an age where she's like walking up to a window and just like messing with stuff or putting toys up there and playing. And I had like actual claw marks. And I would constantly wake up in the middle of the night from like something falling, this aggressive noise, and then Henley had a birthday party. And we were like talking about it. I was sharing this with people. Like, I don't know why I have this ghost. Like, I have this ghost. I keep hearing this sound. And it started to get to the point where Wally kind of started to believe me because he doesn't believe in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, well, Jaden's been playing up at this house up the street that's like abandoned. Like,
Creepy as fuck.
maybe
Yeah.
something, maybe he brought this spirit back. Like, we can't figure it out. And I'm like, just sharing with everyone that was at her party, like, what the situation was. And I'm standing in like my living room, which is like there I don't have like dirt and clutter and like all these
Mm-hmm.
things. And after I share the story and we're talking about like maybe we should go look at this house, like maybe we should see if we can ask the spirits to go away. I look behind me on my entertainment center and there was like ash. Like there was no candles, there was no sage, like we didn't have anything that had ash.
Nothing.
And there was like ash in the shape of claw marks
Mm-hmm.
on
Finger.
and
Yeah, it was
like
fingers. Like
yeah,
fingers had slid
yeah, like they
down.
had like put their hands like if
Mm-hmm.
you're watching on YouTube, like they put their hands and like slid them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, literally exhibit fucking A.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the house, nothing happened besides them thinking we're polygamists. A
Tony
story.
was the only side note. Tony was the only boy. There was like 7 girls. They were a polygamous house,
Yeah.
and they literally thought Tony was our leader, and he played into it. We all fucking played into it, so we didn't get the cops called.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
We were polygamous for the few
Story for
hours.
another time, but like we went there and I didn't feel any like
No,
negative
me either.
energy that was
Mm-hmm.
like what I felt at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so weird. And then like I started to realize one day, I don't know why or how, I think maybe intuitively I started to like have the universe helping me out. I used to have like a lamp that was in my office that was just like something I had from my old house that was just sitting in the corner and it would flicker a lot. And
Oh
I
my
think
God,
that's
I forgot about that lamp. I just almost threw up.
I think it's like one of those things that like
Oh.
I forget sometimes how intuitive things like that can be, and it would flicker all the time, and I just think like, fuck the electricity around here, like something's wrong with this lamp. I think it's because I brought it from my old house,
Mm-hmm.
and so it would flicker, and I was like, yeah, we can use it to like set the vibes, but like he looks so unwell.
Make good choices.
I would use it to like set the vibes, but anytime I tried to like turn it on, it would like flicker. And I was just like, dang, this is so weird. Like, there's no reason in my new house that my electricity's like this, like, whatever. And I was sitting on my couch one day
Oh my
watching
God, I'm
TV late
so
at
stressed
night.
out.
And like, if you haven't been in my house, you don't really understand. But like, my living room faces like one direction, and I can see my hallway with a big mirror that if you look in that mirror, you can see the reflection because my office has glass doors. So you can see the glass doors through the mirror while you're sitting on the couch. And like, it was just me out in the living room. And I was just sitting there one day, and I did have like a weird energy. I could feel like heavy energy. And I think that's when I was like starting to think about like this ghost. Like I think the energy was like bringing this ghost energy into my life. And I like glanced up. I was watching TV. I glanced up and I see the mirror and I see a fucking shadow of person in the mirror. And it like kind of like freaked me out. And I was like, what the fuck? And I like didn't do anything about it for a second. I like glanced up again and it was still standing there. And I can't remember fully if the lamp was on.
I think the lamp was on, and I
Because,
think you said
yeah,
go away, and it
yeah,
went
I think the
away.
lamp was on, which is why I could see the shadow. Because there had to have been light in here for me to be able to see
Mm-hmm.
that through like the mirror. But I think that's when I like fully fucking processed. I was like, holy shit, like this lamp was the portal. Like this lamp is the portal. And I immediately told Wally, I was like, I just saw a fucking figure in this. I text Taylor and I'm like, holy shit, like I see a thing. Threw the lamp away. The second the lamp left, I haven't had shit.
Mm-hmm.
I personally haven't felt shit. I haven't had the clomping. I haven't the things. I did have a sister-in-law that used to sleep downstairs that like there was some weird heavy energy going down there where she would like see this dark figure in the corner. Ever since she stopped staying at my house, no one's had a single problem.
Mm-hmm. I haven't,
So I think
yeah.
that was like her own personal spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but that ghost was for sure connected
Yeah.
to that lamp. And people have said that like if you read tarot, like a lot of tarot
Mm-hmm.
cards, like you can open a portal and you have to kind of like cleanse the space. And our friend was a bit fucked up. So that's probably why that spirit stayed
You
here.
have to be really careful with tarot cards because they are a portal
Yeah.
to the other side. The other side is speaking to you. I don't know if you feel that when you
Oh,
read
for
tarot
sure.
cards. The other side is speaking to you, helping you along this journey.
I
So
have
you
like a
have
more
to,
beautiful perception of the other
same.
side,
Yes,
but
same.
there were some people that had their cards read that night that for
Hmm.
sure had some dark, heavy stuff. And like I remember some of them coming out of the room of like, holy shit,
That felt really
this, and
uncomfortable.
this. And
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, you know, but
Yeah.
like when I read my cards, it's more of like a uplifting, universal,
Hmm.
positive thing, like not much like
But you're in charge
dark.
of that
Yeah,
portal. That's a big thing to realize is like with the tarot, you're in charge of that. And if your intentions are not good,
yeah,
something is going to come over.
yeah.
And that's why you have to be so careful with tarot and careful with who reads them and when
And
you read them.
cleansing.
Yes. And I cleanse before and after every tarot session that I do. I say sometimes out loud or in my mind, like, whatever came through that's not welcome here, you're not welcome here.
Yeah,
Like, whatever that is that makes the spirits listen, you have to specifically say, like, if
yeah,
you're having ghost activity, you have to specifically say, like, you are not welcome here. I enjoy my dad. He does kind of silly things sometimes. He really fucks with Tony. And I like that because Tony specifically told my dad, but right before my dad died, like, when you die, I want you to make me laugh. Like, that's what I want you to do.
yeah.
And my dad does. Like, he'll do some, we have been having the situation that like the little plastic parts from like tags, we are finding them all around our house. We do not know where they're coming from. Literally, I haven't had new clothes. I haven't had new things. Don't know. They keep showing up. The other day, it was on Tony's pillow. And I was like,
Hello.
this is my dad. Like, it finally clicked that I was like, this is my dad making you laugh. Because
Yeah,
like Tony and I will send pictures to each other. Like that's how often we find these little, you know, those little plastic parts and
yeah,
then the tags. We will text pictures and be like, I just found this, don't know where it came from. And finally the other day it clicked to me. I'm like, this is my dad. Like he's
yeah.
making us laugh like it's a funny thing in our life. So like I enjoy my dad's spirit, but like other things you have to just be like, I do not welcome you here. And for whatever
So
reason, they leave you alone.
you and your sisters used to have like this person
Yes,
that the
Darla.
Lady Darla.
Yes, this will be the last story because I think we're running out of time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait, did you ever like say don't stay here? Or were you guys too
No,
young and that?
we were too young.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my favorite girl story of my whole
Dear
life.
Darla.
Dear Darla. I do not know why her name is
I named
Darla.
Stinking Guts.
My
Just kidding.
sisters came up with this name. Don't know how, don't know why. I've even asked them, and they're like, we don't always feel like her name was Darla. Right before I moved out of my house. So I got married when I was 19, almost 19. I was 18. A month before my wedding, almost a month to the day before my wedding. I was talking to Tony on my little pink Razor phone,
Ew.
hung up, put it on the side, fell asleep. I'm a pretty light sleeper, like noises wake me up. I lived right across the hallway from my parents. I heard my door open
Ugh.
and I turned and I thought it was my mom coming in because I was on the phone, like whatever. And I was like, oh, I was getting ready for my mom to be like, it's late, you can't be on the phone, blah, blah, blah. I turned around, saw a woman figure standing in the
Was
doorway.
it wearing like a nightie?
Well, that happened
Oh, okay.
when she got
Sorry.
closer.
I'll let you tell the
So
story.
I'm a lot like me and you are a lot like my mom. We wear just old concert tees and shorts to
For
bed.
life.
That's
For
what that
life.
was what my mom wore to bed. But anyways, my mom had kind of longer hair, and I could see that this figure had long hair. I could see her hair. So I thought it was my mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, like she's gonna get mad at me. I'm getting married in a month, like I'm moving out, like she needs to fucking lighten up, you know? I turn, see this woman figure getting ready to talk, and all of a sudden this lady walks towards my bed. She had her arms outstretched. Like her
Like
palms were
savior.
open. Yeah, kind of like a savior vibes, like arms were open. Starts walking towards my bed, and then I see she's wearing like a white nightgown. And I was like, that is not what my mom, as long as I have been alive, my mom has never worn a
Like,
nightgown.
is it sexy
It
time
is an
or
old Bon Jovi t-shirt and like shorts. Like that is what it has been my entire life. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't my mom. And then I saw she had black hair and I was
oh,
like, that is not my mom. And it was really long, like waist length.
ew.
She's walking to my bed, arms outreached, and I'm searching for my phone to flip it open for a light. Literally cannot find my phone. Mind you, I just gotten off the phone like maybe 15 minutes before. Like it should be right by me. I was not fully asleep yet, like any of that. Cannot find my phone for the life of me. She gets to the edge of my bed, her arms are outreached, and I can feel myself. You know, when you scream, you can feel it in your throat.
Hmm.
Feel myself screaming, like top of my lungs screaming.
I've had dreams like this before.
Yes, like I was awake. Like it was not a dream. I've had so many people say, like, this was a dream. It was not a dream. I was full on awake. Everything. I remember every detail, everything. I finally find my phone. I flip it open. As soon as I flip it open, the light happens, the figure disappeared. And so I freaked out. I ran into my mom's room. And my mom is a very light sleeper. She could literally hear keys going into the key thing and opening the door.
Yeah.
Learn that from fucking experience.
Same. I know. I
She,
hear everything.
yes, she can hear it. So if I was screaming, she would have known. I run into her room. Her and my dad are passed out, and I'm waking her up. She wakes up and she's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Like sits up, like, "What's going on? What's going on? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Did you hear me screaming? Somebody was in my room." And my dad wakes up and he's like, "Who's in your room?" And I was like, "I don't know. It was a lady." Like
I
I was
have chills.
freaking out. And my mom's like, "Taylor, you're fine. Like it was a dream." And I was like, "No, it wasn't a dream. Like I was screaming. How did you guys not hear me?" So my dad gets up, my mom gets up, my dad's searching the house, my mom's trying to calm me down. Like it's a whole thing. Nothing, nothing. I move out. Obviously, my mom must have been thinking about it still because on my wedding day, right before
Oh
I was
my God,
moving
did Darla have
out,
a wedding?
I don't know. Maybe. My wedding was kind of at a cemetery. My mom told me at my wedding, like when I was getting ready, she's like, please, because my youngest sister was moving into my bedroom. She's like, please don't tell your sister about that ghost night. And I was like, of course not. I'm not going to say anything. Like only us three, me, my mom, and my dad, and Tony, us four. Tony knew about it. Nobody else knew. Okay. Nobody. I move out of that house. About a month after I move out, I get a call from my sister, and she's like, dead serious.
Ugh.
She's like, I need to ask you something. And I'm like, all concerned. Like, my parents are divorcing. Like, there's this whole situation happening at home. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, tell me, like, what do you need to talk about? Let's have this whole moment. she's like, I need to know, have you ever seen a lady with black hair coming out of your closet?
My nipples are hard.
And instantly I got sick. And I was like, what do you mean?
Out of the closet?
Yeah. And she's like, the other night I saw
I
this.
should have shaved
I
today.
know. She's like, the other night this lady with black hair and a white nightgown came out of the closet. And I was like, oh my God, in my head, I was just like fucking spiraling. And I was like, okay, like, no, I haven't seen that, like, blah, blah. Anyways, I hang up with her. I literally call my mom. I remember exactly where I was. I worked at Chuckrama. I remember what I was doing. I was vacuuming the floor, like it was a whole moment. And I called my mom and I was like, she knows about the ghost. And my mom's like, what do you mean? And I was like, she literally just called me and knew about the ghost. And my mom's like, no, Taylor, that didn't happen. Like you were dreaming, like it wasn't a thing. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of a sentence, my mom goes silent. And I was like, are you still there? Like, I thought my phone had lost service. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? What is going on? And she was like, I'm dead serious right now. My mom had a light switch in her bedroom that was like a remote that hooked to her
Fan.
fan and her light. You could like
That's such an
literally,
old school
I know it
thing.
is. You literally couldn't turn on the fan without this remote. Okay. And she's like, my fan just went on full speed and my light flickered and then it turned off. And I was like, Cable, is the remote by you? And she's like, it's on the wall. I'm staring at it right now. And I was like, oh
Ugh.
my gosh. And she's like, you weren't dreaming. And I was like, I've been trying to tell you that I wasn't dreaming. So then that same week, so my mom and my dad were split up at this point. My mom just lived in the house. My dad had moved out. My mom woke up in the middle of the night because she heard like a bunch of like things falling in the
Barf.
kitchen. So her bedroom was upstairs and the kitchen was like on our middle floor. We had like three floors and she heard a bunch of things falling in the kitchen. And so much so that my middle sister came into the bedroom and was like, is there somebody in the house? Like, what's going on? And my mom was like, I don't know. And she had to go downstairs and like look, and she was so scared. Nothing was out of place at all. So
She just heard like
then
a bunch of clamoring.
she said it sounded like a bunch of pans fell, which was weird already because our pans were in like a cabinet on the ground.
But it's that noise.
Yeah, but that's what she said it sounded like a bunch of pans were stacked up and they just fell. And so she had to like she was the parent, so she had to go like explore and see if there was someone in the house. There was nobody there. Everything was in complete order, like nothing had fallen, anything. So then she ended up sharing with my sisters because my sisters were having a lot of ghost activity. And like previously in my life, I had had a lot of activity,
You didn't
like
know that's what it
I
was.
didn't, well, I knew, but like I've also my whole life I've had ghost activity, but I've just kind of been told like this isn't happening.
Like things just
Like
happen.
I can remember when I was 11 years old, I used to wake up early to watch SpongeBob.
I was gonna say, is this the SpongeBob story?
Yeah, I used to wake up early to watch SpongeBob. So we had three floors in our house and a basement. And I used to wake up early to watch the new episodes of SpongeBob. And I was on like the third floor watching SpongeBob. There was our basement door. Our basement door flew open and then it slammed shut. Like things like that happened. There was multiple
Yeah.
times that like our TV would randomly go staticky. Our dog would be randomly barking at the wall. Like there was a lot of times that I had a lot of ghost activity, but I just gas
Played it off.
gaslighted myself
Yeah.
essentially. So then my sisters started having a lot of activity, and my mom was like, told them, like, okay, I think we have a ghost. They named it Darla. She was literally there until the day they moved out. I really want to talk to the people that lived there after.
Didn't like, one of your sisters have an experience where she was at like the foot of her bed?
Oh, that was another thing
Was
on
that
my
Darla or is that you?
no, that was me at the foot of my bed. But my cousin, so my first wedding, my cousins from Oregon came, my Morgan, the one that I had the
Okay.
sweet voice, they all had like a big cousin sleepover the night before my wedding. And we were all like sleeping on the floor, air mattresses, like doing the cousin thing. My cousin Morgan woke up and she saw a lady with black hair and a white nightgown standing
In
over
your
my
room?
other cousin. It was in our living room.
Oh my God.
But she like said in the morning, she's like, I saw this lady standing over my sister. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was super concerned about it. She told her dad. Her dad told my mom. Like, all of them were just kind of like, you guys are just dreaming. Like, it's
I thought your
whatever.
mom was low key tripping out a
Oh,
little
for
bit.
sure. For sure. So Darla was there until the day we moved out. Well, until they moved out. And even like when we were
They don't have
leaving,
like no one's had Darla since.
Mm-mm.
So she's at that
She's
house.
at that house. I've done research about that house because we built it in 1998. My parents built it. There was nothing else there. Like it was a brand new development. I have researched it. Nothing that I can find has been
Do
there
you think your
before.
spirits can be brought by someone else? I think that's a thing, but maybe
Honestly, I
also
don't know.
like how else would Darla get there? Maybe the dirt, like
I-
sacred in the dirt.
Maybe.
Because that's what I thought about my house. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
thought. Like this house was brand new. It was just built here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone got hurt building it. Someone brought this person in when they were building it.
Well,
Like
for a
or this
while.
sacred ground. Because like I grew up with the Navajos and like
Mm-hmm.
the ground can be sacred. And so I
Mm-hmm.
thought like
For
maybe
sure.
something with
Yeah.
that.
For
No.
a while, we thought it was my dad's mom who had passed away when I was 12. And I remember even asking my dad, like close to when he passed away, I was like, do you think that was Grandma Darlene? And he was like, no, I don't think so. Like, it was a very open conversation in my family once like more stuff started happening. Because, of course, like if Henley came to you and that happened, of course, your first thing would be like, oh, you were
Do
dreaming, you
you
know?
guys like so you have your dad, but like do your sisters experience anything anymore?
Yes. Yes.
Do you
My
guys just have like
middle
a connection
Yeah,
somehow?
my middle sister has a ghost, I'm pretty sure attached to her husband. I
Oh.
don't know how or why. I'm really interested in that, but they've always had ghost activity. My dad visits my youngest sister the most, like to the point that my nephew will be like, "Oh, Papa Mike's tickling me," or "Papa Mike's doing
Okay,
this."
can ghosts not tickle children? That's fucking scary.
It doesn't ever scare them. But even like, so right before my dad died, for my nephew, he made like a Build-A-Bear, and in like the voice, he made like a voice of like, your Papa Mike loves you really much, like loves you very much. It's really trippy because I'll listen to it now and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dad's voice. Like, it's really weird. But sometimes my sister will say, like, when she's home alone, that voice will play. Like
Ugh.
the stuffed animal will play
No.
that voice. Or sometimes her son, like when she's thinking about my dad, her son will just
You
randomly push
have
it.
some energy
Yeah,
connection.
for sure. For
Like
sure.
I've never had any of my sisters share anything like this with me. And like
Yeah,
I'm probably the most open spiritually, energetically in this
for
like
sure you
realm
are. Yeah.
than any of my family. But like even then, like I have very far and few and far between, I think is the
Mm-hmm.
saying. Like I don't have it happen a lot. And like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of my sisters have ever shared a ghost story.
Yeah, we have very heavy. And what's really funny is my middle sister, she has very heavy ghost activity. Any house that they've lived in,
Ugh.
even to the point that now her kids are seeing these ghosts. We've saged, so one of her old apartments we saged, and we almost got like stoned with the stage. It was really weird.
Like it never left. Like it
Yes,
stayed
like
in the
we
space.
seriously, Mia, my niece was a baby. Her husband and Tony took Mia somewhere, and it was just me and her because we intentionally planned that so we could like sage and cleanse this space. And they came home, and we were literally sitting on the
Like
couch
zombies.
just laughing. Like we were laughing, and they were like, "What is going on?" And we were like, "We don't know. We can't stop laughing." Like we were laughing and we were crying because we were laughing so hard we could not stand up off of the couch. Like the whole time they were gone, I remember looking at her and being like, "We need to stand up." And she was just laughing. She's like, "I can't stand up." And I was like, "Me either." Like we were laughing
Oh my
so
gosh, you're
hard.
like trapped.
It was so strange. And they came home and it was almost like a fucking trance snapped us out of it
Well, they probably opened the door and that like let
because
this.
we had sage. I remember the fact, like the saging. I remember that. And then I remember laughing so hard and then them coming home and it was like, "Okay, we can like breathe now." Like we were
Oh my
laughing
God.
so hard. It was so weird. And I've saged so many times that I haven't ever had that sort of experience.
Yeah.
But we were like stoned off of the sage. It was so, so weird. But yeah, I'm staying at her house next weekend, and with the portal being like so thin, like the veil
Yeah.
being so thin, and us being there on actual
You
Halloween.
must report back.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen because it's to the point now that my nieces are they're seeing
Well,
things.
like you guys aren't asking for it.
No.
You're not like, please come.
Mm-mm.
I'm a safe space. Like it just comes to you.
Like I even thought like of doing like a little like ritual at her house because we'll be there on Halloween and I was like I'm not bringing my tarot cards there. Like that was my thought of like I'm
Yeah.
not fucking bringing that shit there because I don't know. Like I don't know. And if you guys listen to my episode with DJ, he kind of talked about it a little bit.
You should ask the witch
I should.
about some of this.
I should.
You should just be like I have a lot of spiritual
Mm-hmm.
energy. Like maybe she knows something.
Yeah, maybe.
And like share that it's like with your family too.
Yeah, because I know my sister's husband
I
DJ.
bet Judy has spirits.
Yeah, he's done a ton of things. He's seen psychics, he's carries crystals every
But he doesn't
day.
have answers.
He has no answers to, I'm sure I can feel that the spirit's connected to him, but
There's
none
gotta
of
be
us know
answers
why.
somewhere. We gotta find these answers.
Yeah.
I'm this is why my therapist always hates me, is I'm always like, I need a why behind stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe there's a lot of whys.
Mm-hmm.
And any ounce of understanding makes me feel like, ah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I always need like understanding to
Yeah.
situations. I bet you should ask Judy about
I
this.
should. I'm very curious to see what happens on Halloween. I really am because with
Ugh.
the veil being the thinnest on Halloween,
You gotta take notes.
yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know because I'm really curious.
I'm
Because
actually
just
scared.
last week, my niece saw a spirit.
You told me a couple stories of like weird shit that has happened with them, and it's like I said, like none of this never happens in my family.
Hmm.
But I don't think my family's open to these things.
Yeah, my family is very
And I think
open,
you have to
all
be
of
open. Like
us.
Wally's
Yeah.
not open, but like I think because I speak about it and I'm like,
Hmm.
this is fucking like
Yeah, we're
you
hella gonna have some ghosts tonight.
like you can't deny like these things. And the more that it ends up happening, the more he starts to feel like there was
Yeah.
one time specifically where he was like, I don't know how to explain why that happened.
Yeah, sometimes there's just no explanation. And Tony used to not believe in this stuff, but once my dad died, he's like,
Well, and
okay.
at the bar in Denver, you shared that
Oh
story
yeah.
where like
Yeah, Tony saw a ghost or heard a
yeah,
ghost. Yeah.
where he was like, okay, like
Yeah.
you're not crazy.
Well, and there's been multiple times that like I've been out of town, like on my girls' trip. Like last time we were in LA,
Yeah, and
I
came
got
back. You came
home.
back.
Yeah, I came home and he was like, I went into my office and he's like, wow, you're brave to go in there. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I've just had a weird feeling every time I've walked close there. I just haven't stepped foot in there. I was like, what do you mean a weird feeling?
Wait, when your electrical went bad, was it in your office?
Yep.
Your office is fucking a portal.
I know. I agree. My office has weird vibes. There's definitely some nights that I'm like, I cannot go in there. Don't know why. I just stay away.
Okay, you need to meet with your cousin that's a medium.
Yeah.
I need to understand this more, but also I want to meet with her. I want to know if there's anything with me.
Yeah.
I don't think there is, but why not try?
Why not try? Anyways, that's our spooky episode. I need
Did
to
we
go
say
make dinner. I'm stressed that it's so late.
Taylor and Tony eat very
We
late.
eat at like 8 p.m. and you eat at like 5:30.
Henley's gonna be like, what the
I
heck?
know, she is.
I think it's great. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you guys all have a happy and safe Halloween.
Look how blurry the video is.
I know. It's been like this. Happy and safe Halloween. If you have spirits or questions or you experience any of these things, I want to know about them.
Yes, same.
Message
Tell me your
us.
scary stories.
Yeah, message us on the podcast page because we will share them too. Like if
Mhm.
you say like we'll ask you like can we share this story? Because like I actually enjoy hearing stuff like
Same.
this.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to go on the passport tour, like maybe it's like a whole
Yes, that'd be
podcast,
so
a
fun.
podcast passport.
That would be such a fun activity for next
Oh my
year.
God.
Fun.
I'm down.
Hey, fun.
Don't tempt me with a good time and jungle
Please,
juice.
please do not drive drunk on Halloween. Please be safe. Don't eat too many Tootsies.
Don't get razors in your candy.
Yep. Don't eat edibles, but do because they're fun.
Okay.
Don't let your kids, just adults.
The rest, you gotta say the rest.
Oh yeah, follow us.
No, you don't have to say that
Oh.
part. Just be like, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here, you guys. Love you. I gotta go make Alfredo. Bye.
Bye.